So here's kind of I'll go back to kind of some big things as for like Bill Archie. I got better clarity as to where my job starts and where it ends, and we had a lot more space. We should have had more space to operate than we were gaslit into believing otherwise. But the reality is that we had obstructionism on two ends, right? And I have pushed forward to the state that legislation contesting should be normalized, but should be done in a courtroom, Congress style. We'll see what comes of that. The lifting of the work restriction should be around the corner, as well as ideally a helicopter rental spot for those with civilian licenses. Nextly, my understanding is, Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, who are the people that are running in the South?
In the South, Jason Ledson, Maximilian Angel, Barrick, and then someone named Cherry is the other name that I have.
Oh, Cherry's running?
So, if it's the person that wears the red mask and sounds like Elmo, yeah.
Okay.
He's not gonna have a chance.
So, the way I kind of chop this up is, obviously we're going to be dealing with, we have a strong voter base. I don't really know if we've lost anyone along the way, if I'm going to be honest. I don't think Saints are voting for us. I don't think ADMC is voting for us. I don't think Blaine County Sheriff's Office is going to vote for us. So the reality is that a primary voter base is the one that will get us over the hurdle. And quite frankly, some of these guys, like, they're going to be, I think, pretty easy to destroy in a debate with the general public that's not just going to back whatever individual is hoping their direct click, right? So let's chop it up. Ledson has had ties with Saints for like a minute. It would be crazy for the Saint, like, so there's that. We then got Maximilian, that is part of like Andy's circle. So fundamentally, he's gonna, I think, be a strong, like, easy to point at as like, do you want Blaine in Los Santos proper? The answer is probably gonna be no, right? And then who is the other one? Well, Cherry's not even in there. Fucking Barrick, like, what the fuck? The guy's gonna, what, show up for like 2 days and then disappear? Ain't nobody gonna vote for him. And quite frankly, I think we just continue on with the same pattern we did before. Get the sync with our voter base. Those that should be doing the primary talking should be the same individuals. That's going to be me, Archibald, Michael, and Jasmine. And we reapproach our existing voter base, and we go from there. The second, Pred is running in the north alongside Eve Summers. Now, I think Pred is almost a surefire thing. And I think I'm going to be backing him fully. I want to see him run the north and me run the south. And it's going to be a joint campaign. Me, Michael, and Pred were cooking on this earlier, and we're going to move forward with it. Quite frankly, if Pred doesn't win, I have very little interest, to be honest, because it's going to be the same bullshit again, right? And that's boring. It's boring for everybody, right? I think a Pred and Nino ticket can reinvigorate the people of San Andreas and get people migrating back. Any questions about any of this?
Nope.
All right.
No questions. Just some statements whenever you have a moment. Well, I will say, Kyle Pred, I definitely agree with you that he is going to be an electrifying choice. He's going to be a mixed bag optically, so be prepared for that. But yeah, I think we can work well with him.
Yeah.
Secondly, your main competition down here is definitely going to be Max. He's going to have the backing of the Click Up North, and he is honestly probably just generally the strongest candidate with actual experience in politics before. Barrick's probably going to be the second place as far as competition goes, but I'm not that worried about him. But he is going to, however, take part of the PD vote away from you.
And I'm okay with that. I don't see them getting any better than Oswaldo, and we destroyed him. And with the joint ticket and that vision, I think people are going to want that vision. And it's going to be do you want just the same old, or do you want a new Los Santos, a new San Andreas? And I think that's going to be the big cutter, right? So, and
that's all I had in the immediate.
Yeah. Okay. I do think we want to talk about getting a debate going for tomorrow morning and in the tomorrow evening. And if no one shows up, and it's just me and Pred, well, boom, boom.
Okay, Michael was already talking to me about this a little bit before. Let me know what times that you want to have it around. I can let the press corps know to try to get them to show up.
2 hours before Tsunami, and then like 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night.
Okay.
And I think it should be recorded as well.
Yeah, I got to pick up the equipment for that stuff. I was already talking, like I said, Michael about that. Should we go ahead and extend an invitation to anyone running up north
I'll make
as well, or anyone else
a
running?
general announcement, and we do not approach them directly.
Okay.
As similar to Osvaldo, they don't exist.
All right. Yeah, inviting them would just be to cover our own ass, to keep anyone from being like, "Oh, you didn't invite people." But yes, I got what you're saying, and I will abide that.
Yep. Yeah, they can come if they wish. You know what I mean?
All right.
What else? Hey, how you doing, Kevin? Yep, I just brought it up with him. Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Oh, fantastic. How you been, Nino?
I've been all right. I'm gonna cut to the chase. I'm running again for next election. And it's pretty straightforward. I do not want these guys to take everything that this city has worked on over the last 3 months and throw it all in the shitter because their butt hurt. That's it. We need to develop on taking what has been put in place and bring it to the next fucking level. There's been a lot of things like dispensaries and grow houses that need to see the light of day, and quite frankly, any other option is just going to be pro PD. Now, my question to you, Kevin, I know things have changed with you, but that doesn't change the fact that you have been the heart of making businesses thrive. How has things been with you? How has our performance been? What can we do better? And what do we need to get your support?
All right. Well, let me start by saying, when you became mayor, honestly, you were probably the only person other than myself to give me any hope that businesses could actually gain traction in the city. I think if you wanted like a little bit of a performance review, I think you guys holding all those meetings, having everybody sort of throw their 2 cents in to try and figure out what the best decisions were going forward. I think that put you in a league of your own in terms of mayors. that this city has seen, both in this era and in eras gone by.
He's gonna have
I
a
do
butt.
think that you could potentially be a force in the next election. And if you do win, I do think that you have the potential to extend that legacy and to solidify it so that, people will long for the days of a Nino Chavez mayorship. Um, all that being said, I do think that if you are going to run again,
Mm.
it would be critical to do it in a way where people can feel that sense of hope again. Because I do think that a lot of people are demoralized with, you were the guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, people believed in you, and a lot of the things that we wanted to have happen did not happen.
I agree.
So if you can make us at the very least believe that it is possible, that better
Yeah.
days are possible,
Absolutely.
I think it would go a long way.
Could you give me specifics of what we need to target? Like, what do you think was not accomplished? We talking about like the stove tops and all these kind of things?
I think it's more than that, right? Like, there were things that didn't happen. Yeah, sure, the stovetops. Yeah, sure, like some of the mechanic stuff that we talked about. But I do think even when there's friction, those meetings still need to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Like, I think maybe towards
is
the end
good.
of your end of this term, you lost a little bit of steam, and it's understandable for you and your administration to be a little demoralized based on how things are going with the general population and the direction of the city. That being said, a lot of times when people run for a second term, they win and then they disappear, right? Like, Max is a really good example, and I think literally every other mayor that has ever been in the city, they run, they win, they disappear. And I don't want that to happen with you specifically, because I think you have more potential than any of those people, right?
Yeah, that's I had a very good conversation 2 days ago, which I'm not going to go too much into detail with, but it gave me assurance that some of the things I wanted to do are actually possible. And while look, I'm going to be honest, I've got a 2030 plan, and the reality is a lot of construction is going to be diverted to a much bigger reality for San Andreas. So our options when it comes to construction are rather limited. With that being said, the 24-hour mechanics and shit and sanitation is getting lifted. It's going to be any day now. And as well as civilian air with helicopter rentals. So the reality is that our confinements are limited to things that make sense that would take little bits of lifting. And what I ask for you, Kevin, is you are very tapped in with a lot of these businesses. I want to know what those things can be, and we're going to make it happen. Things that I think you understand what I'm saying, right? Like,
yeah, things you just flip a switch and then boom, bam, we're in business. Type shit.
yes,
I got you.
exactly.
I
Anything
can cook on a
beyond
list.
that is just, quite frankly, those investments are going to, some of the things that we wanted to do, I think those investments are going to come down, way down the line, if that makes sense. Ramsey, think of the 34 months.
Okay, I can definitely cook on a list for that. And
Okay.
to circle back around to the original question, like, the meetings, like continuing the momentum even when it feels like things aren't happening, I think are really important.
Yeah,
I think maybe
I agree.
growing the administration, like formally beyond what you already have. Like, you already have quite a bit of people, or quite a few number of people in your orbit. But I think making your administration almost like a fucking gang practically. You know what I'm saying? Like, people wake up and they expect like you're gonna have a presence in the city.
Yeah.
Right? It's just not gonna be one or two people. It's gonna be like fucking 10 people. You know what I'm saying?
That is actually our plan. We are actively looking to expand our team to have 3 individuals strictly focused on business, people with that experience. And I'm going to go one deeper. You've seen the Legislative Review Board, right?
Yeah.
The reality is there just isn't a lot of traction there. We're going to be taking that concept, and I want to implement 5 districts. the district of Little Seoul, the district of Cyprus, the district of Central Central Los Santos, which is like PD and Divinewood, district of Mirapak, and I feel like I'm missing one. Vespucci, Little Seoul, Central Los Santos, Cyprus, and South Side. And they are going to be having a voted in representatives. In order to vote, you're going to have to show proof of like property ownership or something along those lines. So that those individuals are going to be direct signers of legislation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think that's going to give people much more of a voice. And I want to expand on this even further is that while I was previously blocked on this, I think those blocks have now disappeared, which is that we're going to get magistrates in place for misdemeanors and traffic. So you get a misdemeanor, you get a traffic citation. We're going to have civilian magistrates that are effectively judges. So
Okay, so you get a traffic ticket, you go to the magistrate, and then they adjudicate the claim?
exactly.
Okay.
So I want shit to be like, you can do it like that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that means expanding into having our own clerks. Like, I want these magistrates to effectively be clerks too, so that we're not sitting here waiting for like all the clerks that are all part of, you know, Blaine County fucking mayorship, like holding everyone back.
Well, this clerkship, just as like a real quick aside, this clerkship is probably the most poorly run organization or like branch of an organization in the history of the city. It is absolutely embarrassing that these people haven't been able to hire new clerks that can be consistent in like 6 months.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So that's why we're throwing all that shit out.
Okay.
You ever had Biotin?
I don't think so. What is that?
It's a holistic supplement formulated with essential vitamins, including biotin and folic acid.
Oh wait, this is for like hair and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Skin and nails as well.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. It's like makes your nails stronger. Makes
Well,
your
does it have vitamin E? Is it vitamin E? Is that why?
biotin.
Yeah, but does it have vitamin E in it? So that's really good for you, for like your hairs, nails. Just get like vitamin E and just drip it.
Vitamin A.
What is that?
Yeah, it's got a little biotin.
Biotin.
Yeah.
Biotin.
B-I-O-T-I-N.
Oh, biotin?
Biotin? Is that what it
biotin?
is? Is it biotin?
Oh yeah, biotin's
Oh,
great
yeah.
for your hair and your nails.
Mm.
Like B-I-O-T-I-N, I think. I think it's one of the. Is it the water soluble vitamin?
No, it's I got a little
gummy.
gummy one, you know. I got like
Yeah, that's good for your.
and then I
your hair,
have
nails,
this
and
Smarty
teeth.
Pants adult formula,
Smarty.
omega 3s and all that. Yeah, it tastes real good. It's like my
Adult
candy for the
formula
day.
called Smarty Pants.
Oh, it's so good. It's really good. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Kevin,
Yeah.
I would like your help with that. Because here's the thing. A lot of people want to run businesses. Most don't. They just say they do. You know what I mean? And
100%.
could you organize maybe some of these minds to come together so we can chat?
Okay, you want people who are like actually interested in running businesses?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to get their like
timeline?
sense.
Do you have like a timeline of when you would want to have
Maybe
this meeting with them?
Tuesday. I'd like to meet with them soon, and then we can keep it like, you know, moving. You know what I mean? I think the
Okay.
biggest challenge, and Kevin, for us, we've always been available. I think last week and a half, I've been 2 weeks. I was definitely. I think this entire staff we felt cooked because I kept. You know what it was? People would come to me and say, just straight up, I don't have a reason to wake up anymore. And
no purpose.
no purpose. And eventually, no matter how strong I am, at a certain point, I'm like, I can't do anything about this.
Yeah.
And that was either because the PD was fucking them in the ass without even giving them a thought of like, this is a human. And on the other hand, it was like, what can I do when everything gets blocked? Like, I want to do something. It takes 4 weeks. I have fought very heavily with the state to ensure a much brighter second term. Now, transparently, it doesn't mean that there's going to be new toolings and shit like that. That's copium. It always has been.
Yep.
But I think if we want to do things are more likely to happen a lot quicker. I'm going to give you an example. If Pred ends up working the north, I could very much see things like shit being legal up there, things being illegal down here, but you needing both counties and cooperation of businesses to actually have meaning.
Can you
Where
expand on that a little bit?
yeah, take weed for example. What if grow ops were up north and dispensaries were down south? And you know, when you do that delivery from up north to down south, there might be a fucking there may be some there might be some what do you call it, toll booths that might do an inspection every so often. Unless you know how to get through, unless you're a legal business, right? You starting to kind of pick up on what I'm putting down? These are things that could actually embolden some more meaning behind everything, and so that people who are doing things right, you know, get benefit from it. So I think
I can see that.
these are the kind of ideas that I want to bring forth. So where is your position with Pred and all this?
I mean, me personally, I don't have like an issue with Pred. My issue is like, I don't have any faith in the besties as an organization. You know what I'm saying? And Pred is very much an appendage of that organization. So
Yeah.
I don't know that I would personally be able to like organize for his benefit. But I do see a world where like you two administrations can work together.
And that's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. And I think that bigger vision is, I think, the big selling point. The reality is anyone that gets a position outside of me and Pred, whether it's in the north, whether it's in the south, it's going to be lame duck season. And I think everyone deep down knows that. Whereas on day one, you might see that now all of a sudden that factory that was designed, and Michael can attest to it, Tilly can attest to it, Bill can attest to it. The little factory scrapyard they got up north, it was cooked in our office down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was.
How the fuck did it end up there?
Well, guess who left our administration without saying anything? Eve Summers.
Oh.
Now, under the
I see.
control of Pred, you as a business owner may work with a business up there, and we start cooking shit up there and selling it down south. And both counties benefit. Right? Where now, all of a sudden, there's fucking meaning and flourishment around that.
Are there other examples that could work besides weed? Do you have something in mind?
I think we're in that stage of like, we're open for every idea. And I think the real future of business is the borderline.
All right, listen, if you want something fucking crazy, like off the fucking wall, you know what I'm saying?
Hit me.
Like, this probably isn't going to fly. Like, imagine if one of these two counties, it was actually legal to bootleg and you could, like, set
that's
up
what we
industrial
want.
scale moonshine operations.
That's exactly what we want.
Yep.
No, yeah, that's what we want. We want them to make moonshine up there, and maybe it's illegal down here, or vice versa.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you could swing that, then like, there's a lot of people for months and months, their purpose was that, you know what I'm saying? And it might reinvigorate that.
That's
if,
exactly what me and Pred want to build. That idea that you're telling me is what I wanted to do. But when I couldn't bring it up because they're like, oh, well, you know, bullshit excuse. Oh, it's illegal. We don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, listen, if you can get it on the ballot for people to vote, you can get the votes for it. Like, you just have to get it to the ballot.
Well, that's
if
the thing.
You can't do it, you're not
Me and Pred are already in agreement on it. Him and I will pass the legislation together. It becomes state law. You're not going to get that pairing with anybody else. You got Maximilian Angel, who's just one of Andy's disciples. Yeah, you got Eve Summers, Andy's disciples.
Mhm.
Their entire administration wrote legislation for the BCSO, and look at them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Kevin, you cook, you have ideas, let's fucking make it happen. But I need brains like yours and other similar like-minded folks that can think beyond the box and be like, what could we do with 2 counties?
Okay. All right. So I have like a soft list here of things that I will do in the next couple of days. Tuesday, I'm gonna try and get people lined up to meet with you to speak about business and how your administration can help them. I will come up with a list of things and switches that can kind of just be flipped for the city. And then lastly, I will create a list of things that could potentially work in between both counties, where different counties have different legislative perspectives potentially, like the weed and the moonshine.
Can you also pre-cook them to let them know, like, construction is out of the table? Big construction is off the table. So we got to think,
Okay.
look, how am I going to put this? Be creative.
Yeah.
And I think that's good for them too, right?
I mean, it's one of those things, right? You have budgetary discretion, right? So if there's something that needed money, you would just be able to
Correct.
pay for it. So
Yep. That's
a lot of
what we
times
did with
money
Amps.
is the holdup. So
No. Listen, brother. Like, yeah, we can fucking, like, if we could do something like, let's say you're like a moonshine, whatever. Like, we could, like we're doing with money with amps and shit. If you're like a music label, we can, as long as you can receipt it out and it makes sense, we'll put the money for it. Like, I'd want to put money forward, even if you're just pretending to, like, fucking shovel something. You know what I mean?
yeah, I got you. If there's like an operation or an effort, then you're willing to finance it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I see the vision. I can do this.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right. Well, Kevin,
All right,
I appreciate
fantastic.
your time. I'm very excited. And
Me too. Listen. Like I said, I think you guys have the highest potential of any administration, and I do not see another candidate stepping
why
forward.
don't you join
anytime
our
soon.
team?
I mean, in what capacity?
I mean, listen, Ava is a doctor, an ex-judge. Michael has been a legislator for a long time, writer. Archibald is a lawyer. Jasmine is a creative superstar. Bill is also an ex-judge and a legislator. We don't have business people on this team, right? This team, we bring ideas together, right? And we don't have the right business minds. And, you know, and I think you and perhaps some others, I want you to think on it. Let's start with this activity and then go from there. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Tilly's a ex, like, she's like kind of like an ex-cop.
Yeah,
Alright.
kind of.
I will think on it. To be
I know
honest,
all the
I'm leaning
SOPs.
towards it. But yeah, let's one step at a time. I'll get
Okay.
this list sorted, and then we'll talk.
Good shit. And I want you to
Appreciate you guys.
consider, like, if there was 2 others that we could bring onto the team, because like we got Wyatt, right? Wyatt,
Yeah.
the lumber guy.
Mhm.
If there was like 2 others from like a different sector that could bring their perspective in, we're very down for that. I think that would be the right move.
Okay. I'll think on this.
All right. I appreciate you.
Alright, you guys have a good one.
Yep.
See
You
you,
take care.
Kev.
Have
Take
a
care,
good one.
man.
Yeah.
All right.
Sunset is so pretty right now.
That guy's great.
It's pink.
Kevin
It's
is
amazing. What's his last name?
a ram.
Okay, yeah, he's amazing.
Oh, shit. Wyatt's here. Hold on. Let me call Wyatt down.
Yo.
Hey, Wyatt, can you come down to the resort, please?
Yeah, I'll be there in a second.
All
Why
right.
is he
See you in a
not
bit.
That's it.
in these meetings
Bye.
more? Isn't he a part of the cabinet?
I am only got one thing. Anybody,
Okay.
y'all want me to just go grab some food real quick? If
Please,
people are
I'm
hungry?
sorry.
Okay, I'll be back.
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
moment.
Wyatt wants
can
to
give you
be
cash.
more involved going forward.
I
so,
think that is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that is absolutely fantastic. I think him, like Kevin, you know who I really like? The lady that runs Frank's.
Sophia Torres?
Is that her name?
Yeah, yeah.
I think she'd be a good addition. If that's
Who?
the right one I'm thinking of, is that Is that her? Is that
Brown
the one
hair,
I pay
buns at
all the
side.
time?
What was that, Ava?
Brown hair, buns on the side.
Tweety's already on the team.
That's Sophia. Yeah.
Okay.
Does she work there often? I think I know who you're thinking of.
Hmm.
You know, you're talking about. She's at the cash all the time.
She's the one I pay all the time.
Yeah. What's her name? She's dating that Lavushka guy. Oh fuck, it's gonna come to me.
Leah, I think her name is.
Is it?
Leah.
Yeah, you might be right.
Wait, maybe it is different people. Well, maybe I interface with them both.
Could be.
The biggest challenge we're gonna have is like people, the whole like stalls and shit, right? We can't do shit about that. Just straight up. They're owned by all the gangs and they're all the voters.
Is there any possibility of bringing back a market?
Maybe up north, but I think that is oh yeah, scavenger hunt. Let me send this out. There is, but that's
I noticed that the
no one's gonna give a shit for votes.
Huh?
Hmm.
I noticed that the EMS they've been twatting that they have plushies. Can I see if I can get you a plushie?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not?
Okay.
Nino squishy.
Wait
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
minute.
do Nino
On that-
squishy.
On that note, you might want to check to what's her name? Tweety. Tweety's doing them too. She does actually personalize.
Oh
ones. Hers
yes.
are a shit ton more expensive though, but they are like really, really good.
Yeah.
You can get like a cell phone attached to its hand at all times.
Yeah, you can do. You can get accessories and everything the way she's doing it. Yeah, that's Tweety's doing that
Do you
one.
have a phone number? I'll reach out to her.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's important that we link in Tweety too, because she's been a big part of this campaign on the ground. Wyatt, I'm gonna be running again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and
I'll help if you need me.
we could use all the help. I think the big thing is gonna be reinforcing businesses. We got all the legislation in. Now we got to start cooking. I'm gonna be running alongside Pred.
There you go. Thank you.
I spoke to him earlier today. Him and I are different enough and charismatic enough and on a very similar page that there should be a distinct difference between both counties. But equally, we can finally together actually bake legislation that we're both signing in. Where finally we might see things cooking in the north and being sold down south and vice versa. Where there may actually be a fucking border that we are both benefiting from. And by both, I mean both counties. And
Yeah, I never had a problem with him. Whenever he ran the last time, he approached me like 6 times.
Mm.
And when was the last time he ran? Was it did he run against Max, I think?
I don't know. That's a good question. I actually didn't know he ran previously.
Or maybe he ran for sheriff or something. I don't know, but whenever he campaigns, he fucking goes hard.
He does. And I think the big thing is, like, I think between both of us, we can cook so goddamn heavily that that we're not going to end up in the same like lame duck situation where the San Andreas is not advancing. Like, and I think there's a great opportunity for cross business where Polito, like I said, like there's just so much opportunity. Moonshine and weed, right? Legalize the manufacturing in one place, legalize the selling in another. I mean, that in and of itself is fucking industry.
We've been trying to I don't know if you've been told those texts that I sent you earlier this week of the absolute dooming. I mean, it's over now because I think I've figured out a plan around it, but there's a prick behind the art asylum that sells every single furniture blueprint that we have worked hard to get for the past 7 months.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's so rough.
It is at first my initial reaction was
Jesus
like,
Christ.
fuck this. I'm done. But I think after thinking about it, the city's full of a bunch of lazy people, and they're not going to take the time to go get the materials or the wood and all that shit. So it becomes more of an industry of convenience than furniture. So, you know, people just don't want to take the time to do it. And we have no problem doing it. So it's trying to figure out. I mean, there's always going to be those people that want to do everything themselves, and, you know, more power to them. But even since
so what happened? Give me a TLDR. Could you speak up also? Give me just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 sec.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry. Go ahead.
So, when it comes to furniture, like, to get the blueprints for a lot of the shit that we do, like, you have to, like, you have to make things. And, like, some of the parts that come in overseas will have, like, a blueprint in it. And then, you know, you discover and you can make other shit. Well, for, like, the past 7 months, you know, we have collectively, like, have this Rolodex of blueprints that we've, you know, had to make shit to get. Well, this past week, there's a guy that opened up shop behind the art asylum that sells every single one of those blueprints. After, you know, we had worked the 7 months to get all the stuff that we have, now anybody can just go buy it. Buy the blueprint, do it themselves.
Oh, fuck. Is it expensive?
I mean, some of them are, but with how we do some of the pricing, like, my main example is counters. So the blueprint for counters is like $5,000, but we sell counters for $1,000. That blueprint makes 50. So it makes more sense to go buy a counter blueprint and do it yourself than it would to be buy it from us.
Oh, shit.
But we can't price a counter under 1,000 because it takes that much to make one in terms of materials. So it throws a wrench into the pricing that I have, but it's still, we're kind of banking off people just being lazy anyway, because up until this time, anybody could have done what we've done if they put the time into it, but, you know, people just haven't. So, but there's always going to be those people that want to kind of do it in-house or do it themselves, and it'll skip us completely. But, you know, I think it was a gut punch, because since I've started or took over the lumber company, like, I've wanted to make like a company that hires just a bunch of people and, like, creates a network, a web of, you know, our industry touching all the other industries to kind of spread the wealth. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. People probably think we have millions and millions of dollars. We don't.
Oh, I believe you.
We have assets, but at the same time, like, everybody gets paid, like, really well to match other jobs, so they don't have to work like 6 jobs to, you know, catch up with other people that are making the amount of money that they're making at other jobs. Plus, you know, it's you know, the amount of money coming in, the amount of money going out for, like, materials and wood and shit. I mean, it's in the green, but it's a very slow process. So you make a lot of money over time. Just it's not a. I don't have the lumber co for a money grab. I have it for, you know, to provide jobs.
Yeah.
So it was
And
a
I
gut
think
punch.
most people know that, Wyatt. No one else would
Yeah.
have, similar to you, similar to Stolio, Kettleman, etc. I mean, anyone that was in the lumber business, it's very obvious that y'all would not have stayed in it for just money, right? Because if it was, y'all probably would have been, you know, off doing some other shit. And I would assume that you're able to continue to operate given the fact that you still have the logistics. Ain't nobody chopping wood. Other than Michael.
Thank you.
In general, you know what I'm saying? Like there might be here. The logistics is the most difficult challenge, right? And so yeah, someone could go buy a blueprint and this and that, but you know you can still source the lumber. You can still source, you know, manufacturing. But here's a big thing. Regardless, right? I think that this. Wait a minute. This is. Wait, this is
helps
huge.
us.
Wait, if Pred and I are in office, we could have like a. Let's say you bring wood from up north and go through the border checkpoint. That valid businesses get like a kickback. Like, thank you for funding this as a business. 20% off this order. You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Like the point being that if you are moving shit through the borders, maybe we can subsidize some of it so that businesses that are operating properly are getting a direct benefit. Because it's pretty much a reverse tax. While we cannot tax the public because they're going to lose their mind, we can reverse tax them by taking the money. And if you're doing it properly, you get money. You get money kicked back to your business. Thus, allowing you to have cheaper prices.
The guy, like in hindsight, like helps us because now I don't have to spend so much money on R&D. Because that was one of the bigger costs that we had to swallow was, let's say that, you know, our small appliance blueprint vanishes and just crumbles. And for us to get another one, we have to make X amount of something else that we probably won't sell a lot of that week. But we've already, you know, spent a lot of material costs just trying to get it. Now we can just go get it, which it helps. But I think in the initial reaction of it, it was like instant dooming because everybody thought like, well, we're fucked. But you know, it just we've outlasted worse. So this will be something that we kind of persevere through anyway. It's just you have to have the minds and you have to have like the will to do it. And I think I've got that. Nothing's stopped me yet. I don't think anything's gonna stop me going forward.
That's the fucking thing. I cooked up something that I realized that we have to do, Michael, is we got to get a list of everything that we did so that when you look at that sheet, everyone in the circle can be like, this administration wrote these pieces of legislation. These are for the businesses. This is for the public sector. This is for this. So that when we start hitting the ground, we can start hitting that ground like tomorrow. And
do you want me to get that up in public tonight?
Like on like into a document that we can all get access to. So here's what we did today in our time. We hit all our promises. We did But then here's our plan for the next term, right? And here's why you don't want to vote for anybody else.
Yeah. I got you.
Like, and I think that big thing is going to be whatever the fuck anyone else is going to sell, it's going to be dog water compared to what we've already done, or it's going to be hypercopium. You know what I mean? And so having a sort of thing where we can all, because people are going to ask questions like, well, what did you do? Right? Like, well, we have the facts. You know what I mean?
You want me to liquid library this, or you want me to throw it on the website, or what?
Liquid library is not a bad idea. How much does it cost per book?
I don't fucking know. I'll cover it. It's not a big deal.
Okay. I think let's start with that. And then if we like it, we can even send these out.
Hell yeah.
Start handing it to everybody.
Yeah, love it.
Okay.
Easy.
Wyatt, you, Tweety, I want to start expanding out like more people that can cook on business and intra-county business solutions that fund the people of Blaine and fund the people of Los Santos who are doing business right.
Okay. I could do that.
Okay. All right, guys. I know I've been taking a lot of the floor. Any questions? Anything you guys want to talk about in general? I think there's...
Do we have a general message that we're putting out right now?
I'm cooking right now on votenino.com.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that updated. We've had a lot of conversations today. When that's in a final spot, I'll let the whole team know, and that'll kind of encompass the broader message.
Let's get rid of the pets thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not in yet.
I can pull out anything that isn't in yet. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. I think the general message is, I've been here. The other candidates haven't been, and most are just operating under pretty much the disciples of the Maximilian handbook of complacency. So
Nino is here and he's putting in the work. All right.
yeah.
Nino, can you text me Pred's number?
Yep, I got you. As for like even the website, we should be like, how many pieces of legislation? Boom, right?
Yeah.
How much did the other county do? Boom. These are like, wait, you're voting for someone that was on the staff team that wrote 5 pieces of legislation, half of which was like copy and pasta from the past one. You know what I mean? Shit like that, you know?
I got you.
Like a compare and contrast sort of shit.
I got you.
All right, there you go. I just sent it to you. Anything else y'all want to bring up? I think
only other thing, we have Ava and Archibald who may be becoming judges, right?
We have reached out to let them know we're interested. We're supposed to be waiting to hear back from Cherry Pie at some point.
I think in the interim, we should get you guys become the magistrates.
I'm down for that, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that way you have 0 restrictions, and the magistrate thing is something I really, 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 really want to push. Like, where misdemeanors, and I want our magistrates to be not only that, but the clerks, but also handle misdemeanors, traffic citations, and develop it into like an actual DMV type shit. Like literally give you guys like the keys to like county administration. And if we can even develop up that program, we can start producing judges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
How are they going to be in relation to the
One second.
current judges?
Peters,
Are they
can I
still
call you
gonna be
back?
Yeah, coming back.
Sorry, what was that, Bill?
Are they still going to be under the same umbrella of the DOJ and run by?
I'm gonna aim for that not to be the case. So we'll see how that goes.
COC, obviously, I I'm literally, I'm not trying to glaze myself here, but that's kind of been like a one-man show. Is that something that you think I can staff up a little bit? Like, you know, you and Pred were talking about this investigatory body for businesses. Someone to go in there, and if they're fucking around, they could find out. Is that something that I could staff up?
We should not, no, because that is negative vote.
Yeah. No. I mean, like after the fact. You know what I mean?
Hey, by the way, Bill, you're hot.
What?
You're
Like
hot.
you're hot. Like you
You're hummingly
just
hot.
kind of.
You've been hot for a while.
Yeah, you've been hot for the past 30 minutes. Like whatever you say and do, we can hear it.
Yeah, I was thinking, wow, he's so hot. Yeah, like that.
Luckily, you didn't really say anything. I thought you were just like holding it down. Yo, Shady, thank you for the 11 months.
No. I
Bastard, thank you for the 19 months.
So hot.
Very hot.
Wait, Bill, do you know what we're saying?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that Michael would be able to help you with that.
Yep.
With what? How hot he is?
Yeah, how hot he is. That Michael would be able to help you out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, me and
See?
Mike are planning on getting married. We were gonna ask
Oh, okay.
Nino if
That's-
you could
Oh,
officiate.
shit. Definitely something we
Yeah,
can
we
consider.
went to
Okay.
a convention together and want to move on with it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the dress code?
Anyways.
Oh,
DOJ freak
Nothing.
patties, right?
let's go.
Nothing? All right, that's gonna be a wild party.
So yo, Easy Life, what up? Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think this is a surefire thing, but if Osvaldo was beaten down, I don't see someone else. We should assume that it's gonna be difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just like last time.
And I think when voting day comes, it's going to be like 24/7. We got to just get people to the ballots, you know, every Joe Schmo, and start hitting early. A big thing is going to be, I think this is why it's going to be important to get that sheet thing out, because people are going to ask, what did Nino do? And we need to be able to point it at what we did, you know? And when they compare it to Andy, because for whatever reason, she did a lot, which I don't know where the fuck that copium comes from, because there's like, she passed 6 pieces of legislation, 2 of which was copied by us, and 2 of which were from the Max campaign. So I genuinely don't know what the fuck
The other two weren't
they
even
were smoking.
legislation. They were just
Guidelines.
cop SOPs, no?
Well, exactly.
Oh, those ones? Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to shit on her, right? But it's politics. We got to be like, that's what she did. That's what Eve represents. That's what Max represents. That's what Ledson represents. That's what Barrick represents. They represent complacency and you know, vanilla. So
You think Eve's gonna be like competition? I feel like she's not.
for Pred,
Yes, she will.
For
be for
Pred, you think so?
There will
yeah,
be people that are going to vote against Pred because he's Pred. And they're going to
Yeah.
people who vote for Eve because she's Eve. People trust
Yeah.
Eve because she's been working in the
Exactly.
sector for so long.
yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. People, I think, I don't think it's gonna be easy elections. People vote with their heart, not with their mind.
That's true.
So, all right. Well, I'm gonna break off here. I got to fly out in a little bit. I'll send.
Shit. I got one more thing. I may be leaving town for about a week, and the timing could not be worse. It's like the 20th of October.
Okay. Wait. Why does that matter? When do elections start?
Isn't it the 21st?
Wait. What?
Was it
No.
14th and the 20th? I'm pretty sure it was the 14th is when they open polls, and then the
Yeah.
21st is when the results are coming out.
Yeah. I think they're
That's
good.
better timing than not.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought polls were open for like a week. So, like I won't be here
Bro,
for
a week is
inauguration.
so much. Fucking
It's
make it
stupid.
3
Should be 3
days.
days. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, a week gets way too long.
Like open
Should
it on-
also throw the success of Mopec in there, because we've been moving
Oh,
a
hell
lot of
yeah.
materials from Mopec.
True.
Like, he's got to move another $1 million over to you,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
and then the Finley Schmidt money as well.
How much is that going to be now?
The for today's event,
Oh, for the Southside Games.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. We're just talking about the scavenger hunt. Southside Games, I think you said 2 mil for that, didn't you, Nino?
I mean, we could. Maybe, you know, as long as it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's
Do we
like prize
include
pool.
BCSO as well?
No, fuck the
Do we give them-
BCSO.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, let me take a look at this.
Am I still hot?
Wait, it
or-
doesn't
Yeah,
say.
you are.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
It doesn't say when the election shit is. I
Should
think
mention
we're
it.
gonna be fine. I'm pretty sure it goes 14th and then there's a week. Bro, I hope to God that it's not a week, because then that's just so draining.
Sounds like shit.
Michael, worst case scenario, if you are out while we need things done, let us know. We'll make sure they get taken care of. All right?
Yeah. Appreciate
All right,
that.
I'm
And,
gonna
you know,
dip here. I'm gonna try
Don't
to
forget to watch the PD live video and the other video, okay?
yeah, let's do it Sunday. I'm gonna try to get
Okay.
a bunch of people together and we can try to get the city to watch it.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
I wish we had
I'm
that,
gonna try to show up for the 7 p.m.
projector.
thing down
Yeah,
at the courthouse.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Can we get a microphone for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, easy. Let them know. Like, we'll do a little, hey, we're doing this, and like, da 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 da. Boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom. All right, I'll catch you
All
guys.
right, brother. Take care.
All right. Have a good